Hello, my best students. If you're listening to this right now, I already know one thing about you. You're someone who hasn't given up. Even when it's hard, even when the progress feels slow, even when your motivation disappears and English feels like a mountain you're too tired to climb, you're still here, still listening, still trying. And that matters more than you know. Learning English isn't just about grammar and vocabulary. It's a mental, emotional journey. It's dealing with self-doubt, fighting frustration, showing up when you feel stuck. And let's be honest, some days it's hard. Some days you don't feel smart enough. Some days you wonder if it's even worth it. Some days you compare yourself to others and feel like you'll never catch up. I know that feeling. And that's exactly why I made this episode for you. Today, I'm going to share with you 10 powerful reminders, not study tricks, not hacks. Reminders. Real emotional truths to help you stay motivated when the road gets tough. Because this isn't about studying harder. It's about thinking differently, feeling stronger, and remembering why you started. So take a deep breath. You're not falling behind. You're becoming. And the lessons ahead will help you reconnect with your purpose, your courage, and your voice, both in English and in life. Let's begin. Slow progress is still progress. I know what it feels like to study hard and still feel like you're going nowhere. You listen to podcasts, watch videos, learn new words, and yet you still struggle to speak fluently. You still forget. You still hesitate. And you start to wonder, why is this taking so long? But here's the truth. Every step forward counts, even when it's small. Think about it. No baby runs before they learn to walk. No runner sprints without learning to stand. And no learner becomes fluent overnight. It takes time, repetition, consistency. Growth is quiet, invisible even, but it's happening. Every time you study, you're planting a seed. And like a real seed, it doesn't grow just because you want it to. It grows because you keep watering it even when you don't see anything yet. The problem is most people quit right before the breakthrough. They think slow progress means no progress. But that's a lie. Slow progress is strong progress because it means you're doing it the right way, building real understanding, not shortcuts. So when you feel discouraged, look back not at where you want to be, but at where you started. Can you understand more than you did last month? Can you say things you didn't know before? Can you follow parts of this podcast that would have confused you 6 months ago? That's not failure. That's evidence. Proof that you're growing, even if it's slower than you hoped. So don't rush the process. Respect it. Stay loyal to your effort even when the results are quiet because slow progress is still progress. Motivation follows action, not the other way around. We often wait for motivation like it's a bus that's running late. We say things like, I'll study when I feel inspired, or I just don't feel like practicing today. And we wait, hoping that spark will magically return. But here's what I've learned. Motivation doesn't come before action. It comes after. Think about it. How many times did you not want to study, but once you started, even just 5 minutes, you began to feel more focused, more awake, more capable? That's because the human brain loves momentum. Once you take the first step, your brain wants to keep going. The hardest part is not the studying, it's the starting. So stop waiting to feel ready. Instead, commit to just 5 minutes. Open your notebook, watch one video, repeat a few sentences out loud. That's all it takes. Because once you begin, the energy starts to rise, and that small spark becomes a flame. This is true for everything in life. You don't get confidence and then speak. You speak and confidence grows. You don't get motivated and then take action. You take action and motivation follows. So the next time you feel stuck, don't ask, do I feel like studying? Ask instead, what's the smallest step I can take right now? And then take it. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Create it. Because when you move, even just a little, you awaken something powerful inside you, the part of you that doesn't need motivation to keep going, just courage to begin. Let's move to the next reminder, one that will help you handle the emotional pressure of not being good enough. You don't have to be perfect to be powerful. One of the biggest lies in language learning and in life is this: if I'm not perfect, I shouldn't even try. And maybe you've said it yourself. My accent is bad. I make too many mistakes. I don't sound like a native speaker, so I should stay quiet. But here's the truth. You don't need perfect grammar to express yourself. You don't need a perfect accent to be understood. You don't need to sound like someone else to be powerful in your own voice. Fluency isn't about perfection. It's about connection, about using the words you know to express how you feel, to ask for what you need, to tell your story, to connect with the world in a new way. Some of the most inspiring people I've met speak with broken grammar, but their words are full of life, effort, and meaning. And that's what people really remember, not how perfect you sound, but how real you are. If you wait until you're perfect, you'll wait forever and you'll miss the joy of learning, the growth that comes from trying, failing, laughing, and learning again. So please, stop silencing yourself. Stop waiting to be flawless. Speak anyway. Write anyway. Show up anyway. Every mistake you make is a step forward. Every error is part of the process. And every time you speak when it's hard, you get stronger. You build courage. You gain power. You are not here to impress the world. You're here to express yourself. And you can do that with all your imperfections and still be powerful. Now, let's move to a reminder that will help you remember you're not alone in this. You're not alone on this journey. When learning gets hard, really hard, it's easy to feel like you're the only one struggling, like everyone else is learning faster, speaking better, improving more quickly, while you're the only one feeling stuck. But I want you to hear this clearly. You are not alone. Behind every confident speaker you admire, there was a beginner who once felt exactly like you, nervous, confused, frustrated. Every fluent person you hear today once said, "I can't do this." Every successful learner has cried, hesitated, made mistakes, and wanted to quit just like you. And right now, somewhere in the world, there's someone listening to this Native Explorer podcast just like you. Someone waking up early or staying up late. Someone tired but still studying. Someone trying again after failure. Someone who doesn't feel smart enough but is still showing up. You're not alone. You're part of something bigger, a global family of learners, people from different countries, cultures, backgrounds, all with the same goal: to grow, to learn, to speak, to connect. So don't carry the weight by yourself. Reach out, join a community, comment on a video, start a conversation, practice with a friend, let yourself be seen. Learning is hard, yes, but it's even harder when you isolate yourself. You don't need to be strong all the time. You just need to stay connected to others and to your purpose. This journey wasn't meant to be walked alone, and you don't have to. Now, let's move on to a reminder that helps you stay grounded in your why. Remember why you started. There will be days when you feel like quitting. Days when English feels like too much. Days when your progress feels invisible. And on those days, motivation won't come from a perfect lesson or a new technique. It will come from one thing: your why. Why did you start learning English in the first place? Was it for your career, for your family, for travel, study, or personal growth? Maybe it was because you wanted to connect with the world, to tell your story, to feel proud of yourself. Whatever your reason was, it matters. It's your anchor. Write it down. Say it out loud. Visualize it. When the path gets hard, remind yourself of the version of you who decided to begin. That person believed in something. That person had a dream. That person is still inside you. Your why is not just a sentence. It's your power source. When motivation runs low, Your why is what keeps your legs moving. It's what gets you to open your book, to practice again, to say, I'm not giving up. Because this journey isn't just about language. It's about becoming someone who doesn't quit on themselves. So today I challenge you, reconnect with your reason. Not the easy reason, but the deep one. The one that makes you emotional when you think about it. The one that reminds you of your future. The one that brings fire back into your chest. Keep your why close. Because when you remember why you started, you'll remember why it's worth it to keep going. Now, let's move on to a reminder that teaches you how to win the battle inside your own mind. Your mind is your greatest ally or your greatest enemy. When learning feels hard, the biggest battle doesn't happen in your books or in your schedule. It happens in your mind. It's the voice that whispers, "You're not good enough." The thought that says you'll never speak fluently. The fear that asks, "What if I fail again?" And if you listen to that voice too long, you stop. You stop trying. You stop believing. You stop learning. But here's the truth. That voice is not your truth. It's just your fear pretending to protect you. And your mind, it can be trained just like your muscles, just like your English. You have to talk back to that voice. You have to build a new one. One that says, yes, this is hard, but I've done hard things before. One that says, I don't need to be perfect. I just need to keep showing up. One that says, I'm not behind. I'm becoming. Every time you choose a positive thought over a negative one, you rewire your brain. You build mental strength. You create a mindset that helps you grow even when it hurts. So here's your practice. When the doubt comes, pause. Notice it. Don't judge it, but don't believe it either. Replace it with a new thought, a powerful one, a true one. I am learning. I am not giving up. I am stronger than I feel right now. Because if you win the battle in your mind, the rest becomes easier. Your energy returns, your focus sharpens, and your motivation, it grows from within. Let's go to the next reminder, one that brings the joy back into the process. Enjoy the process, not just the results. One of the biggest mistakes we make when learning English or chasing any goal is focusing only on the result. We say things like, I'll be happy when I'm fluent, or I'll feel confident when I pass that exam. But what about all the days between now and then? If you only chase the finish line, you miss the beauty of the race. And here's the truth. If you don't enjoy the process, you'll never stay motivated long enough to reach the result. The students who last, the ones who truly grow, find a way to love the journey. Not every second of it, not every grammar rule or pronunciation drill, but something in the process brings them alive. Maybe it's the feeling of understanding a sentence you couldn't understand last week. Maybe it's laughing at your own mistakes. Maybe it's finding a new favorite English song or watching a series without subtitles for the first time. Celebrate those moments. Let them fuel you, because those small wins are not small at all. They are proof that you're alive in the process. And when you enjoy the journey, you learn faster. You remember more. You stop comparing yourself to others. You start falling in love with the language, not just because of what it can give you, but because of what it's teaching you about yourself. So today, don't just chase a goal. Chase the feeling of becoming. Chase the joy of learning. Smile when you stumble. Laugh when it's awkward. Appreciate the fact that you're doing something most people are too afraid to do. This isn't just a process. It's your path. Walk it with joy, not just pressure. Now, let's talk about a reminder that will help you keep going even when no one notices your effort. Your effort matters even when no one sees it. It's easy to feel invisible when you're learning quietly. No one sees the late nights you spend studying. No one hears the small victories inside your mind when you finally understand something. No one celebrates when you pronounce a word right after 100 tries. And that can feel lonely, like your effort doesn't matter, like no one cares. But let me tell you something I've learned the hard way. Just because no one sees your effort doesn't mean it's meaningless. You are building something real, something powerful. And the results of your effort may be invisible right now, but they are growing underneath the surface. The words you repeat every morning, they're becoming part of your voice. The mistakes you correct every evening, they're shaping your memory. The commitment you show every day, it's building your identity. And one day it will show. People will ask how you became so fluent, how you speak with such confidence, how you understand things they thought were too difficult. And you'll smile because you'll know it didn't happen by luck. I earned this in silence. I built it when no one was watching. You don't need applause to be proud. You don't need an audience to be powerful. What you're doing matters, even if only you know it right now. So don't stop because it's quiet. Don't stop because it feels slow. Keep showing up because you're not just learning English. You're becoming the kind of person who doesn't need validation to keep going. Let's move to the next reminder, one that gives you permission to rest and still grow. Resting is not quitting. There are days when your brain feels tired, when every word feels heavy, when you open your notebook or your app and nothing seems to stick. And maybe on those days you feel guilty, like you're not working hard enough, like you're falling behind. But here's something I want you to understand clearly. Resting is not quitting. In fact, resting is part of learning. Just like muscles need recovery after a workout, your brain needs space to absorb, to breathe, to recharge. Without rest, you burn out. Without rest, motivation dies. Without rest, even the strongest learners collapse. So if today feels heavy, pause. Take a deep breath. Step away for a while. Do something that fills you up. Listen to music. Go for a walk. Watch a show in English just for fun. Write in your journal without pressure. And here's the key. Rest with purpose, not guilt. Don't say, I'm being lazy. Say, I'm refueling. Don't say, I failed today. Say, I'm giving myself what I need so I can continue tomorrow. Rest doesn't slow you down. It protects your momentum. You don't lose your progress when you take a break. You lose it when you quit. And as long as you come back, even if it's tomorrow or next week, you are still on the path. So give yourself grace. You're human. You're allowed to be tired. You're allowed to feel stuck. But don't confuse that with failure. Rest, then return. Because the path is still here waiting for you. Now, let's finish this journey with one final reminder, the one that ties everything together. You're closer than you think. When you're in the middle of something hard, when you've been trying for months, maybe years, it's easy to feel like you're still far away from your goal. Like fluency is a mountain you'll never reach. Like success is for other people, not for you. But here's something I need you to hear today, deep in your heart. You are closer than you think. Progress doesn't always feel dramatic. Growth is often quiet. But that doesn't mean it's not happening. You've already done the hardest part. You started. You've pushed through days when you wanted to quit. You've learned more than you give yourself credit for. And if you stopped right now, you'd never know how close you actually were. Fluency isn't a sudden moment. It's the result of showing up day after day, even when it feels invisible. And every study session, every mistake, every small improvement, it's been building something under the surface. You might not notice the change today, but one day soon someone will ask you something in English and you'll answer without thinking. One day soon, you'll watch a movie and forget you're even reading subtitles. One day soon, you'll realize, wait, I understand this. I can speak. I've become the version of me I used to dream about. Don't stop now. Not when you've already come this far. Not when the next step could be the one that changes everything. You are closer than you think. Keep walking. You made it. You listened. You felt. You kept going. One reminder at a time. And that means something. It means you're not just learning English. You're learning how to live with resilience, how to keep growing when things get heavy, how to believe in yourself when the voice of doubt gets loud. And if you take nothing else from this episode, take this. You are doing better than you think. Your effort matters. Your growth is real. And every time you choose to try again, especially when it's hard, you become stronger, smarter, and closer to the version of yourself you dream about. Motivation will rise and fall. That's normal. But the key isn't to stay motivated forever. It's to keep moving anyway. To build habits that hold you up, to speak even when you're nervous, to rest when you need it, and to never forget your why. So today, I invite you to choose just one reminder from this episode. Just one. Let it stay with you. Write it down. Repeat it to yourself. Let it guide you when you feel lost. And remember, I believe in you. I respect your journey. I'm proud of how far you've come. And I'll be here walking this path with you every step of the way. If this episode helped you, please share it with someone who needs it too. Follow Native Explorer for more lessons, more love, and more growth in English and in life. Until next time, my best students, keep learning, keep rising, and never stop becoming.